Hello everybody, Astocky here, and welcome to another episode of my Let's Play of the Technicality pack. You may notice this looks a little bit different. That's because I've added an extra 2 of the upgrades in there, and here's the recipe again. So lots of logs and things, but it's producing a reasonable amount, and I've been collecting it a fair bit. And basically, what I've been doing is getting a log, placing it in here, taking our log, turning it into planks, sticking one in there, but in this case I'll probably just leave the 3 of them in. That makes a piece of charcoal. Ooh, there we go. Harvesting, harvesting, harvesting. You'll see that it goes through quite a lot of energy doing that, but it always makes substantially more coal type of stuff than I actually use. So you can see then it used about, I don't know, 10,000-ish. Been doing a bit of work down here, mainly just extending this because I ran out of cobblestone. Off camera did a little bit of mining and went and got a bit of extra kind of everything. I also taking the advice of Pyro. I can never pronounce the next bit correctly, but I basically used the Jabber barrels, and I'll show you how to make one of those in a second, to basically automatically ore dictionary all of my ores, all of my ingots, sorry, so they all line up nicely, which is just awesome. What else did I do? I went off and I killed an Enderman and got really lucky. He dropped an Ender pearl. Actually, I killed 3 Endermen. I don't know why. That sometimes you go for like weeks without seeing any, and then you see a couple in a row. One guy dropped an Ender pearl, an Enderman skull from Ender.io, and an Enderman head from Iguana's Tinker Tweaks. So apparently some kind of 2-headed Enderman. The next 2 that I killed just dropped nothing at all, which is a pain in the butt. You can see here I've made some iron bars, and the reason for that is this episode I want to make some Ender.io stuff. I want to just really quickly get started with that. But before I do, I will show you the recipe for one of the Jabber's Better barrels. Pretty straightforward recipe. Any kind of wood by 7, a chest, and a slab on top, and they can carry up to 64 by 64 stacks. So I'm probably not going to run out of space in those anytime soon. But yes, also using buckets of lava to cook stone is awesome. I just love it. It just goes on forever. Cooking myself some smooth stone. But what we are here to do is to make an Ender.io generator, which is the start of getting power with Ender.io. So I need some basic gears. Really simple things. 2 at the bottom, piston, furnace, and then bricks around it. And that gives us an Ender.io Stirling generator. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Seriously, not super useful. I am going to eventually move all of these things indoors, but for now, this will be a good place for it. Then I can put 4 machines around it if I need to. I don't know that I need 4 machines. The first one that I do need, though, is going to take all of these things. So the first thing I need is an Ender.io machine chassis. I can never remember what it's called. The next thing that I need is I want to call it a flux capacitor, but it's not. That's a Back to the Future, a basic capacitor. And then we need to throw machine frame, basic capacitor, and a bunch of things together, and that gets me a sag mill. So we'll place the sag mill right next to it. This will take ores and grind them into multiple things. I will actually grind more than ores, and one of the coolest things about this is you can click the recipe button and it tells you all of the things it can process and what it does with them. So this is useful because it will turn aluminium into a bit of iron powder as well. Obsidian into pulverized obsidian. Gold has a chance of getting copper. That's not particularly useful. Iron, though, has a chance of getting ferrous and a chance of getting tin, which is kind of cool. But this is what we need: sand to get silicon, and other things like that. Coal has a 1% chance of getting diamond if you can get the ore. Getting the ore, though, is pretty tough. There we can get some shiny metal. Not much chance of it, but it's definitely, and that's the reason that I haven't put my ferrous metal over there into the Tinkerer's smeltery. Lead ore has a chance of getting silver. So there's lots of different things that have chances of getting other things. But there was another reason that I needed it. Wood pulp. I don't even know what wood pulp does. I have to look that up. Gravel into 2 flint. So this actually currently it takes 2 gravel to get 1 flint. By putting it in here, I can basically double my flint output, which is a really good thing. But this is the stuff that I need: silicon. So there's another way that I can get silicon, and that's the one that I actually need it for, because that will allow me to get started with some other Ender IO type stuff. Get way more bone meal from our bones. Where are you? There it is. If I do a clay block, I get 2 pieces of clay guaranteed, which is half as much as you normally get. 10% chance of a third, but I get an 80% chance of getting 2 silicon. And the silicon is going to be quite useful. You can also thresh wheat into seeds. So yeah, that is a fairly cool machine to start with. Can I just go throw some coal in? Now you might wonder why I decided to go for this generator, which is kind of expensive and produces 20 RF per tick at a double burn rate, when this one over here would have probably been more efficient to just build something like that. And the reason, the reason for that is because I've decided that I'm going to try and stick the generators that come with the mods they come with. Basically, just because that sort of works for me. You know, I think, ooh, we're in our lava again. How are we doing? Almost got my last diamond chipset done, so you can see I've got quite a few chipsets done off camera. Yeah, you can really throw off the balance of things. For those of you who love thermal expansion, the dynamos in that, they are epically OP when it comes to playing with Buildcraft. I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people like them. You know, perfectly happy with that. No skin off my nose. I happen to think they're good in the way that they have a fixed power, because it kind of works well with the way the thermal expansion setup is, and the capacitors and all that kind of stuff. But they produce 80 RF per tick. At least I'm sure that's what it is. I wonder if it actually tells me. DYNAM. Doesn't say, but I'm sure it was 80 RF per tick. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I do want to know if I'm wrong. If I am correct and it's 80 RF per tick, that equates to a total of 8 Minecraft joules per tick. So if you're familiar with Buildcraft, a fully powered combustion engine running on fuel that has a chance of exploding only produces 6 per tick. So you might think, yeah, that's not too bad. Well, that to me is a bit OP. It's kind of not what Buildcraft is designed for, and you're certainly not designed to have an engine that you can stick lava in that produces that amount of power, because it's completely outbalancing these Stirling engines that run on lava for. They do run for quite a long time, but they're not brilliant. I think though 10 minutes. How much? I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get those to produce the quarry. How are we doing here? Yeah, look at that, loads of mana. That's a good thing. What can I do this episode? I want to be careful to try and get something that I can fit in fairly quickly. Don't want to try and get started on something that's too new. What I might do, because I honestly have not done this before, is I might make myself, sure that's how I make it, might make myself a mana tablet. So I need 8 living rock for that. And I need a mana diamond. Basically what this thing will do is it will soak up the mana and allow me to use it for something neat. In fact, I can make a... maybe it's called mana still. Band of mana. So it takes 4 mana steel and an empty mana tablet. That sounds like a good idea, because then I can put it on my ring slot and not have to have it on my hotbar. That sounds brilliant. You might wonder why I haven't put iron and I haven't put gold up into a barrel yet, because it served no purpose from a forge perspective. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically you throw them in, so that hasn't even made a dent in my mana pool, and you get mana steel. Mana steel has a heap of really cool uses that I'll probably get into later, but for now I still need a mana tablet. So, way to throw the diamond on the floor. I don't have enough ender pearls to use ender pearls for this. Mana tablet. Mana band. Bead, open the baubles inventory. I guess I have to like charge it up. Are you doing anything? Okay. It's accepting mana from items. Okay. That's going to be a problem for me, because my band of mana is showing up as empty, but it's not charging because I don't know what I'm doing. I give myself not yet competent. Basics and mechanics. Mana manipulation. Portable mana transport. It says shift right clicking the mana pool with the wand of the forest will change the way mana flows. You're a wand of the forest. Why did you not do... Ooh, boxy. You know what I've probably gone and done now? I think what I did was something really dumb. Yes. So now I have to shift right click that to deselect it. Haha. Sparing mana 2 items. Ah, there we go. Wow, okay. That really did just drain that dry. Okay, I can see how that can be a thing. Wow. Like dry. Let's not have that happen again by accident. Of course, now that I have that mana, I can't make anything useful with it, or do anything with it because I've got no mana left. Horrible, horrific oversight. What I have found that I can do though with this stuff is because it burns twice as long as coal and charcoal and all that kind of stuff, it makes for a really, really useful thing to burn in an ender flame, sorry. Now these things will produce heaps of power for quite a period of time. What am I going to do with it though? Well, hopefully so you can make all these different kinds of mana tools, but I've got a pretty good set here that I'm kind of happy with, and my shovel even got haste for me off camera. So I might go for the armor. Let's start with a mana steel helmet. That's going to take 5 pieces, and we'll see if I have enough mana to make that happen. Come on. Oof. Yeah, this is not going to work quite so well for me. Going to be a job for later. Okay, so that's knocked that on the head. So what can I do that can be a job for now? Stop it. You, my friend, are going to have to go. Really? An axe of fortune? I wonder if that increases the amount of drop I get of saplings and things. Got to really quickly put an end to this before it breaks my system. I should have known better. I really should have. At least I'm going to have a heap of string now. Because these little silkworms, they get into everything. Are you chopping? You're just struggling to get enough power to chop, aren't you? Well, at least you live and learn. I'm probably unlikely to do this kind of thing again. Probably. Are you going to actually get string when it chops it down? No, it doesn't look like it. You need to make more power. I mean, it is getting there. It's just getting there on the slow side. I mean, we're still up to 29 there, so we're still getting a lot more than we're using. And I fell in a hole. Untidy. Are you adept? Not quite master yet. Well. Guess we just have to see how this goes now. Make more power. Gah. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe I let that happen. It's totally distracted me from what I was looking to do though, which was looking to achieve something in this episode. I honestly don't know how long these things will take to produce enough mana for the mana steel. Ooh, about that long. Awesome. Well, at least now I can end the episode with a funky helmet. Oh yeah, look at him. Look, kind of covers my goggles a little bit. But that is a, reasonably neat looking helmet. It's about as good as armor, but one of the things that makes it much better than that is now the fact that I have this Baubles ring on, is that as the armor takes damage. Ooh, and look at that. There's a little blue, it looks like, bar just there on my experience bar that shows me, I would guess, how much mana I've got left. Basically, this armor, as I take damage, will be repaired by the mana that's in that tablet, so, or that ring in this case. So that should be pretty epic. No. I was a little worried that might happen. You still have 0 power, right? Yep. Luckily, have charcoal. So you can see it's doing fairly well in terms of how much wood that it's getting. I don't know what more I can say. It's a pretty good, simple little farm. I threw a stone axe in there because my wooden axes were just useless. Yeah, and now I just let it go and do its own thing, and I come back every now and then, top it up with charcoal, and except for just then, when the whiteness was a problem for me, it's been really good. I haven't had any chickens escape in a while, as you can see. I bred a few of them, and I've been getting really lucky with the egg breaks. So I'm feeling pretty happy about everything right now. I was thinking that it was going to be bad and it wasn't going to be fun, but it's all worked out pretty well. This episode didn't come out as good as I was hoping, let's be honest. I was hoping that this would be done over here, but we clearly haven't talked long enough for this last one to finish. I guess I can get started though. And then next episode, we should be really good right at the start of it to just start making things that are important. So that's 2 gears. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 7 gears. Obviously I had just enough to make 6 gears because this game doesn't like me and it likes me to fail. So we're going to make 8. Going to make 8 because can. Now typically the way that you would make an iron gear, and I've mentioned this before so I'm only going to cover it really briefly, is iron gear, a bunch of iron. I have created a shapeless recipe for it by attaching an iron chipset to a stone gear. You now have a use for that expensive assembly table that you have and all that effort you put into it, other than just some logic. Like I said, I want to make it so it's part of the integration table recipes, but I think I'm waiting on one more update to Mindtweaker to be able to do that. So I'm pretty sure I need 4 of these now. Of course I can only do 3 at this time, and then boop, 2 diamond gears. So in terms of my quarriness, there we go, it needs, so it was 3 iron gears, okay, so I need a diamond pickaxe and 1 more gold gear. 2 sticks. Got carried away. Shoop. Oh, what? No achievement for diamond? Or if I skip something? Ah, an enchanting table is the next achievement for diamonds. Or build a portal to the nether. I've run out, haven't I? 11 obsidian, I can do that. Oh, so much stuff that needs to happen. I don't know when I'm going to do it all. I thought something was on fire. I do get a little bit panicked sometimes when I think that things are getting messed up on me. I tried making a hopper to find out if I could automate adding cobblestone to that system over there. Turns out, nope. System does not want me to. And that's actually the reason why I started to make this Ender IO stuff, so I can automate that. How'd that work for me? Yeah, not so well at this point. Those are still burning away, so yeah, getting some mana. It'll replenish itself slowly. My helmet will now last forever. In fact, let's see if the final thing I can do this episode is get enough to make some other pieces of armor. Let's go for... lucky number 13, hey? What will that get me? Definitely a chest plate. And some boots. Nice, nice. So what do I need? I need 6 more. Just keep shooting it, come on, keep putting it in there. Yeah, definitely a job for off camera. And then I will have super armor, and to go with my super armor I will have a quarry. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for making a massive chunk in the world. Astocky out.